I feel more confident this week. We did have some one-offs, but a lot of these games are starting to really pan out. You're starting to see these teams. Who these teams are is starting to become more and more evident. So
Mm-hmm.
you still have some
including
teams.
ours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And you're starting to see this Cowboys team hitting its stride offensively. Dak's out here, changing the plays at the line. He making all the right reads, throwing touchdowns, not picks. He's got 10 TDs, 2 picks. Um, this offense looks nice, bro. Zeke and TP out here, thunder and lightning on these
Well,
dudes.
no. I need more of TP because, or somebody needs to call me and be like, "Yo, hey, he's sitting out. He ain't running. He ain't gonna run. Don't play him. Don't play him and hype him up one week and then sit him the whole next week and just give the ball to Zeke. Share the load. Share the
Hey,
load.
bro, we're very adaptive to the situation right now, and I think Dak is a big part of that. He, like I said, he's changing out of a lot of plays. From a run to a pass and a pass to a run,
Mm-hmm.
and Zeke's looking like you know rushing title Zeke right now. He started off slow, but
Let's pump the brakes.
hey, all I'm saying is Mike McCarthy is starting to look a little smarter than everybody gave him credit for, because everybody was like,
Look,
why are y'all not hammering Zeke? He's like, hey, it's a long season. We're gonna spread the love.
We know what happened last year. Okay, let's
he got COVID.
No, tap the brakes.
He got COVID.
Fumbleitis Zeke can pop up anytime.
Nah, it's not the same guy from last year. I'm telling you, Zeke came in this year, and he looks like he's more dedicated to the game. Let's be honest, bro. Like, he looks more mature on and off the field. He's not party Zeke like you said last time, Jay. They're not out there clubbing and doing this and that.
I hope they're
up.
not. I mean, I have sources, but I ain't gonna put that shit out there. But
I will say this: it's easy to start sniffing yourself once you start winning these games, and the way the schedule's laying out for the Cowboys, it's going to be real easy to be 8-2, 9-1. In these next few games. But
you mean by sniffing yourself like the way you were in the group text?
Oh, I was definitely sniffing myself
until they started coming back, and then
all that is we took the starters out. The final score of the Carolina game was not reflective of what really happened on the field. And if you think I'm lying, go watch the game again. Julio, what say you, sir? What do you think about that?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the whole thing with Zeke and our boy, I don't know why I just drew a blank, but I can't remember his name right now for the life of me. Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
Yeah. So as far as them two go, I also think, like Jay, we should share the load a lot better with them two. Now, mind you, I know that the Cowboys are also paying attention to a lot of social media, everybody that's talking about them, especially with Zeke talking, Zeke ain't the same runner no more. He's not putting up the same yards. He's not running as hard as he was at the beginning. He's not the NFL leading rusher like he was 2 years ago, So everybody's going to be pushing that in his face. And of course, the more that they feed the ball to Tony Pollard, it's going to make it more obvious or more evident to him, or they're going to push it in his face a lot more to say, you're not the same guy. You're not the guy that everybody depended on in Dallas. They have Tony Pollard. Why do they need you? So I'm pretty sure that him getting the heavier load this past week was kind of him trying to tell everybody, this is to shut y'all up. I'm not the same guy I was last year. I'm not fumbleitis Zeke. I'm not COVID Zeke. And I can still run the ball and run it better than anybody else on this team. So I think it was more of him proving that point to everybody and to shut everybody up. Because again, you have everybody out here that thinks like that, hey, you know what? Why are you going to keep feeding him the ball when he's going to eventually fumble the ball or he's going to eventually mess something up? And then you got Tony that's running so good right now, whenever he gets the ball, that you can't really take that away from him either. So I think to share the load would be great. But I also think, like Joe said, Mike McCarthy's playing it smart right now. Really, really smart. He's adjusting to every single game. Now, do I agree as far as we mollywop the Panthers? No. I think that we should have kept the foot on the gas,
100%.
not pull any.
Bro,
trust me, when I heard the announcement,
we were killing them until we pulled the starters, dog. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. Why would you pull your starters? It's a regular season. If we were in preseason, I understand. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a regular season game. Every game counts.
Yep.
As an NFL team, every game counts.
Yep.
So why the hell would you pull your starters to play all your backups, even if you're up 20, 30 points? Why would you do that?
Because,
hey, don't do that.
Guess what? They almost came back.
I think Dallas really thought, like, we're so far ahead, these guys are just going to lay down.
But they
didn't. They didn't lay down.
But we weren't, because, like, even the commentators.
We were up 20.
But even the commentators were like, hey, there's still a lot of time left in this game.
Right.
And especially when they pulled, what's his name?
Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs. They pulled him. Man, you heard them every five. Why is he still on the sideline?
Yep.
They're coming back in the game. You would at least leave your defender out there to defend.
And you can't even say they were resting him, because you could visibly see him limping up and down that sideline. He was trying to hide it, but he was slowly limping up and down that sideline.
Yeah, I think he said it was his back
and
spinal.
and like I said, I was watching the group chat. Yeah, you were all hype when we were up 20, and then when they slowly started coming back, I actually felt the butthole pucker in the group chat. Like, oh shit, they're only eight points away. They can come back, and they almost did. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't.
But we ain't playing horseshoes or hand grenades. Almost don't count.
I can't fully trust.
They don't.
I can't fully trust. I can't put 100% trust in our defense right now.
No, not at all. But here's the highlights: is you're +7 in turnovers. That means you have 7 more turnovers going in your direction than you do going against you.
Sure.
That's nice, bro. That's nice.
That's nice. But guess what? That's one person. That's mostly one person. Diggs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if he goes out, what do you have?
I mean, so we have 8 turnovers. He's got 5 by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's big, boys. That's huge.
That's huge. But like I said, if he
also have the sacks, and the sacks are what continue to allow those picks. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that you're failing to realize is the defense is. You see the winning games, and that covers up all the flaws, but you don't remember that you're missing starters out the ass. You're missing Tank. Randy Gregory just came back. He's looking nice. You got Keanu Neal that was out for 2 games because of COVID. You got Watkins coming back to help in the middle. I mean, you have your guys that you're waiting to come back.
Yeah.
And that's just going to make this defense that much better. And you're going to continue to build that chemistry. That's the other thing this team doesn't have is chemistry together, because it's always something. Somebody's always out.
Well, it's like I said, if he gets hurt, what do you have? We don't have anything. We damn sure don't have a secondary if he gets hurt.
Bro, we're cold, fool. What are you talking about?
No, we're not. No,
cold
we're not.
as ice.
I wouldn't go as far as saying that we're as cold as ice. I mean, the defense, again, compared to the defense from last year, way better.
Right.
100 times better.
We're stopping the run. That's the one damn thing we could not do is stop the damn run.
Yeah.
Last year for nothing.
Now we got to figure out how to stop this damn pass because that's our bugaboo this year. But if you look at the defense compared to last year,
you got DBs doing this shit,
right,
bro? That was bro. That was you, bro. Still doing that shit,
bro. Last year, nobody knew where to line up. Nobody knew their assignments. Nobody knew who was on what anybody was doing. You had players come out and they're like, "This coaching staff sucks. Like they don't know how to teach." And to me, you see a difference from last year to this year with Dan Quinn. That guy's making this defense better. It's going to take time, but if you look at like our secondary is not a bunch of first round picks. I mean, you have Trayvon, but what else? You're working with a bunch of, spare guys and you're trying to make it work. You're just trying to make it work. You're trying to put a lineup out there. So he's bringing the best out of them that he can. He's working with what he's got. They don't look bad, but there's always room for improvement. The other reason why I think this defense gives up so many yards is when you create those turnovers, the offense goes down and scores. Now you're back on the field again. So I agree, man. There's still a lot of fine tuning, but the defense isn't just as porous as it was last year.
Yeah. I agree with that.
My opinion.
I agree with that. I agree.
And when you got an offense that's humming, all you need is a damn defense that's serviceable. You don't need a top 5 defense. Would it be nice? Hell yeah. If we had a top 5 defense, it's a wrap.
No, but I mean, you at least need 2 or 3 guys in the secondary that you can depend on 100%. That you can trust, yes. That you can depend on.
2, yes. 3, I don't think 3 is necessary, but two, at least 2 solid guys, yes.
You at
one
least
safety,
need
1 corner.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
but I mean, you also have to have a linebacker too in there.
We got
we got
Micah and Trayvon. We got rid of Jalen because we have so much depth at linebacker.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's where my 3 is. Well, I guess he's not considered secondary, but that's where my 3 is coming from on defense.
Okay, well then,
yeah. So
then
I mean,
we have that then.
But look at what you're playing with. You got Randy Gregory playing real nice. He's got himself a couple of sacks. Micah's got a couple of sacks. Osa Odigizua, looking nice in the middle.
Rookie.
Then you got Trayvon. You got Keanu Neal coming back. You got Tank coming back. That's what I'm saying. Like.
But Gallimore, don't forget Gallimore. You said Gallimore's coming back too. So that's another big guy in the middle.
My number one fear is if Diggs goes out, who do we have?
I mean, he covers a lot of ground in that
he does.
In that secondary. He just does.
So the answer is no one. If he goes out, we don't have anyone that can play on his level or replace him.
Bro, but he's almost like the Dak of the defense. Like you can see people feeding off his energy, and that defense believes because he believes.
Right.
He makes them believe. So that's like saying, oh, well, if Dak gets hurt, what do we got? If anybody's top guy goes out, what do they have?
But back to answer my question.
You can say that for anybody. That's what I'm telling you.
If he goes out, we don't have anybody.
We just don't have a solid secondary, but we still have a pass rush and we have a run stopping defense. We don't have a secondary, a leader in the secondary. I'll give you that. Yeah, for sure. So Carolina, man, they brought out the best and worst in us. You continue to see from game to game, there's little things that Mike McCarthy, you question him on. It had been clock management. I think this last game was player management in that he took all those starters out. We're not there with a killer instinct.
Yeah.
We don't have the mentality of let's put our foot on their throat and end it. We don't have that yet, but that comes with time. But I think that's the one thing that we have to continue to look at is what is Mike McCarthy doing to maybe put this team at risk? Because it's the clock management. You're like, dude, call a timeout here. Call a timeout here. Why are you not calling a timeout? And then, like I said, this last week it was, why the hell are you pulling the starters out in the third quarter, fourth quarter, when Carolina's not done?
But you also have players got to play, bro. Players got to play, and if you're a professional football player, you have to be a professional. Period. Point blank. Period.
That kind of answers your question too when you said, so if Trayvon goes out, who do we have? I can't name anybody. I know Joe probably can't name anybody off the top of his head.
Yeah.
But again, you have football players that are their backups. The kid that came in to back him up, he has to be able to step up and fill that position should somebody get hurt. That goes in any position that they play on the football field. So if you're there, you're a Dallas Cowboy, you're wearing a star on your helmet and you're on the sideline and it's your turn to come up because somebody gets hurt. That's your job. You get paid to do that. You're a football player. Go out and be one.
That's what they call like the Patriot way. It's next man up.
Yep.
Not a lot of teams.
I mean, that's more like the Tom Brady way.
Not a lot of teams can do that. Not a lot of teams can be like, oh, well, this guy went out. The next guy's going to come in, and we're just going to keep rolling like we have been. Belichick was a master of that. When Brady got hurt, he brought in freaking Matt Castle, dog. And Matt Castle was balling. Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo grew his name there.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett grew his name there.
Yeah.
And then they left, and you see what kind of garbage they really are. So it's a system, man. It's a system.